No.
Okay,
No.
awesome. Sorry.
I haven't, but familiar with the rules in general.
All right, perfect.
I've played Monster of the Week back in the day, and then I've listened to the podcasts of this. So
Okay, cool. So I've played a lot of Blades. I haven't played as much Scum and Villainy, but I'm sort of going to be fast and loose. This is just, gonna be a quick, fun session.
Mhm.
So if there's anything, please let me know if there's a rule that I forgot about because there will be many. Um, I'm mostly just gonna
I won't know.
be fast and loose. Perfect. I know general stuff, and I have the PDF open over here too, so I can double check stuff, but will generally just fall on my knowledge of blades. Um, oh shit, that's what I was doing. Okay, one moment. I gotta get the map off of my computer and then onto roll 20. Okay. In the meantime, how big is this map? I forgot already. I made this, so I made a one shot. I made like 4 one shots for my friends who I went to Gen Con with, and we played one of them, which typical Gen Con
Yeah.
fashion. So this is one of them, and I was like, okay, I definitely have all this stuff. I just didn't remember to put it anywhere. Um, Everyone had a good weekend. Anyone do anything cool?
I got them housework done.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, just
Yeah, we're
enjoying the weather, man. It's finally not brutal here.
Yeah, it has been beautiful up here too.
I just watched The Vertilac. Have any of you seen it?
What's that?
not
It's
familiar
a
with that.
it's a French horror movie. It
That'd
is.
be why.
I was just looking at, highest rated horror movies, and it was there, so I watched it, and it's crazy. And I recommend it. It's really weird, but it's quite good.
Okay.
Curious.
As long as you don't mind watching subtitles. Some people really hate that. So
I adore anime, so this
so
sounds
you're a
great.
sub man.
I'm a sub man. What can I say? In more ways than one.
Yeah.
Ayo. Who said that? Nice. Okay, almost there. Oh, we have a cat. The cat has arrived.
Hello, kitty.
Yeah,
Trying
old
to
40.
Oh, that's a
stop
beautiful cat.
She's trying to lie down on my mouse, which is not helpful right now. Hello, Mira.
And you're really showing her,
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm showing her what she can do.
I mean, it's her boss here.
There was always there
Negative
was always
consequences.
I know. There's no structure. There's no respect demonstrated. No, it's. I used to have in my old setup, in my apartment. My bed was like right next to my setup, so I would always, whenever she ran across the screen, I'd grab her and I'd throw her onto the bed. And everyone thought I was just throwing her like,
Against the wall or
aside.
something.
Yeah, it was great. Okay, we're almost done. Perfect. That's ready. Where
So
am
we've got a
I?
doctor, a mechanic, and me, muscle, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which, pretty good spread. I think it doesn't like party comp and party number is not always like. I like blades and the blade system where it's just like, it's a pretty. You can get pretty loose with it.
Yeah.
You can sort of scale the uh, whatever you're doing up or down as needed. Okay, where am I? Just a couple more things. Oh shit! I deleted a tab I needed.
Anyway, since he's taking a minute, I'll just tell you one thing about the Vertilac is it's basically a vampire movie, kind of like Bram Stoker's Dracula, but it's French, and the vampire's a puppet. I was like,
Like special effects puppet?
yeah,
Or
like a special
puppet in
effects
that world?
puppet, but
Okay.
obviously not meant to look like CGI realistic. So I didn't know how that was gonna work, but it was incredibly creepy.
That's fun. I adore puppets, even if especially the janky looking ones. I don't know. There's always something so fun. Like even if it doesn't look that good, it's just like there's craftsmanship there. I have a close friend whose father has worked with like the Henson Company for like ever, and so I got to see a lot of that
Oh wow.
kind of just stuff that he does. I'm just like, it's just so cool.
Yeah. There's just something to it, like the Dark Crystal and Labyrinth with all the puppet work, or just somehow, I mean,
Right.
it does make it feel more real, and
Yeah.
also the creepiness factor of it being almost human but not human.
Yeah, absolutely. For those kinds of things, it's like I said, it's so close but not quite, and I love that. Where is wrong tab? Okay, we're almost there. There we go. Okay.
So I can't remember, is the insight, prowess, and resolve, is that static, or do you move that around like scene to scene?
The dashes. Oh no, that's so like between sessions you'll get experience, and then that builds up, and then when it reaches the end, then you just instantly put a dot somewhere or a triangle somewhere. That's like a multi-session kind of thing.
I've played so many systems before. I think I'm getting it mixed up with another one.
Yeah. I know like in Delta Green, like that goes between sessions where you mark something and then boost the skill, but I think this one's like at the end of every heist, you'd mark, anywhere on Insight, Prowess, Resolve, or for the special abilities, playbook advancement.
Right.
Based on what you do, which I love. That's one of the things I fell in love with Blades, is like you mechanically are encouraged to role play your character, and it's like it doesn't take that much to make it really interesting.
Yeah, I love that. The systems that really encourage storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're almost there. Just gotta adjust this map. Okay. I'm fine. I may have eaten some bad chicken. We don't know. The expiration date was fine. Smelled a little off, and I wasn't willing to waste it. So I feel fine. But if I just suddenly collapse and like start vomiting, it's.
Oh no.
I promise it's not on purpose. But I want to give everyone fair warning.
Like call 911. We're like, he's at.
He's in New York.
It's in New
Like,
York
yeah.
somewhere. This is what his basement looks like. You can use that, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's frozen. He's out of here.
It could be worse. It seems like every time you freeze frame on someone's face, they're like,
Yeah.
Okay. Am I back?
"You're back."
Yeah.
Awesome. That's gonna be the other thing. My internet is fun, but it's okay. My new place, the internet should be a little bit better.
Oh, you're moving?
Yes, that's sort of where I was today. I am bouncing back and forth, and it's like an hour drive, and I'm like, well, I don't want to delay it again, so I'm using my other setup in my temporary place. But hopefully the next one will be fine. I haven't tried gaming there yet, but we will see. All right, so Can everyone hear the music on Roll20?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Well, I said perfect after one response, so hopefully. the same
Well,
is true for
I'm the
everyone
only one that matters.
else. No.
I can hear
Oh,
something.
Perfect. Let me know if we need to adjust volume at any point. But welcome to the world of Scum and Villainy. A space adventure awaits beyond your wildest dreams. You know, wildest being quite subjective.
Right. I'm like, that's quite
We
the claim, Billy.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see if you
made
can live
it.
up to it.
I made it your wildest dreams in about 24 hours.
Yeah, you should have been like, not including
it's that
Slip.
good. Everyone but Slip. So we'll start with our crew, a ragtag group of spacefarers on running afoul of this and that, escaping
Yeah, or
that
like
and
maybe
the other.
Firefly style kind of crew.
Yeah, just sort of got a group of people who, picked each other up over the past however long you've been together. General familiarity with each other, general trust. Let's go around the horn and describe what does your character look like, your character's name, a little description about them, and I'd like to know on their ship what are they typically found doing on any given moment between missions. What are they most likely to do? Whoever wants to go first can, or I can call on someone.
I'll go first. So my character goes by Switch, and it's not obvious at first why that is, because it sounds like kind of maybe a techie nickname, but she's got a really like chill, fun vibe, but when the action starts, flips like a switch into like a complete battle psycho. Extremely scary. So that's why she goes by Switch. She's about very tall woman, about 5'11", built like a brick truck and a brick house. Semi-truck.
I was thinking of what you're putting down. Yeah, I feel it.
Like the worst thing possible.
If a truck were built of bricks, I mean, that'd be pretty scary too.
Right. It's just makes no sense, and it's so scary. Okay. She is obviously very fit, and when she's just hanging around the ship, she's can usually be seen either doing push-ups or taking a turn at the helm or drinking too much.
Hell yeah. All right. Awesome.
She has obvious military background. Was kicked out. She doesn't talk about why.
Gotcha. Probably has plenty of fun war stories
Yeah.
that suddenly stop when people ask, oh, what war? What army? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Like thinking that might have been you. Your family.
Okay.
All
What's
right.
Next.
Well, I guess I'll introduce Micah, whose alias goes by Bone. He's a Stitch. I would say not necessarily a doctor, but more of for lack of a better term, an organic mechanic. He's been known to get, down and dirty, working with not a lot of resources on hand.
Rub some dirt in it. Somehow it works out.
Yeah. And he's a guy, he's about mid-30s, I'll say pale skin, shaved scalp, heavily tattooed, kind of a brooding guy, but he's competent. You know what I mean? It's like he exudes that confidence, I guess.
I forgot to move us to the background, sorry. I was like, I finished the map. I didn't bring us to the map.
Oh, cool.
Some background. There's some background stuff. Please continue.
Yeah, set the vibe.
Yeah. And
So he's
I would say,
mid-50s, you said?
Mid-30s.
Oh, mid-30s. Okay, big difference.
Mid-30s. Yeah.
Old enough to be taken seriously, but still.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, like between missions or on his own time, he's either communicating with someone that you're not really sure who, or he's researching, or interacting with the infosphere, or whoever they call the internet in this universe.
There's certainly a word for it. Wish
Yeah.
I knew it.
We'll call it the net.
Yeah, like the networks.
But he's searching for something.
All right, sounds good. My cat is trying to push my drive off of my computer. We don't need that, Mira. Thank you. Awesome. All right. Last but not least.
Yeah, my name's Duncan. I go by Hammer. I wear a net cap. I'm kind of short, skinny. Most of the time, I'm fixing this thing that we call a ship. I do a little bit of hacking. I wear a ship suit with a wide belt and suspenders with a big hammer hanging from it, because that seems to be what I need to fix it most of the time.
Awesome.
I'm pretty laid back. I don't let much bother me.
Let me ask you a question. Do
Sure.
you pull your pants all the way up? Or are you that other kind of mechanic?
Well, I wear this wide belt so it covers up all that.
All right, good.
I don't know. I picture the ship suit being more like one piece with this
All right,
belt
there we go.
around me.
Oh.
I keep my hair really short. I wear, like I said, a net cap on top, so.
I wonder if he's going to have us being crew or we
All right,
are
I'm back.
like in charge. Okay.
I'm back. Okay. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, he was just
I was
describing
frozen
his character. We're good.
again. Okay, cool.
We have established he does not have mechanics crack.
Okay, perfect. Listen, I'm not here to tell, space sci-fi ne'er-do-wells what they do or don't have. I'm here to yes and. Awesome. So, we'll start up the adventure in a normal day for the crew. Just finished a moderate score. Didn't get as much as you were promised. A little bit, disappointed with your previous informant. When we'll say it's a moment. Let's say it's a moment where Switch is at the helm, sort of drifting through between the systems, and Hammer probably working on something. Say, I don't know. Let's say the AC units. It's on the fritz. It's getting a little too hot.
Yeah, that is not
Kinda.
making me happy.
Yeah. Bo, in your quarters, just sort of like wiping sweat from your brows. You're typing on the computer, looking at things. God, it's too warm for research. When Switch, the comms start buzzing. Just ding, ding. I wrote this down. If they don't have a pilot, if the party doesn't have a pilot, I'd like to think that there's a little AI on board that says, "You have an incoming call." The AI.
Right.
I had a placeholder name, which is Richard Gere, Gear. You can keep that if you'd like. You can ignore it
Sure.
if you wish.
Yep. It's old Rich.
It's all rich. You have a incoming call from a encrypted line. Would you like to project it onto the screens?
Yeah, I think she's startled from a little mint julep she's been drinking. Just kind of relaxing. There's not much to do, like once you're cruising, it's pretty automated. But, she kind of startles, puts it down, and says, in her typical Southern Belle voice,
Nice.
Well, who could that be at this hour? Put it on screen.
Certainly. One moment, and the screen at the center of the console sort of flickers, and you see a large carapace-covered shell at first. He goes, oh, screen's over there. And sort of like waddles around. And this like large crustacean-like creature turns around. He's like a bunch of little eye stalks coming out of different cracks in the shell. A couple of large claws sort of like turning little knobs and bells and such. Good to hear from you. I got something. And you would know this alien, we'll say, you would know is one of your various contacts as you've collected over the years. Dromia, a crustacean-like Xeno who works as an information broker, has occasionally informed you of decent jobs in the past.
Nothing that's turned out too disastrously, like bad
Nothing
job.
crazy.
Okay.
No, nothing that would put you off of his advice and immediately divert the path of the adventure.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, it's like, all right,
Okay. Well, she says, hold on, they're gonna want to hear this, and then she kind of mutes them, and she gets on the intercom and says, boys, we got a job. You want to come up here and hear about it?
I tap into the feed.
So like half the screen probably
Yeah.
comes in, and you see Bo's webcam.
Grab my drink.
Put on some pants.
You know what?
I'll wander up to the helm.
You go up
Or
and
bridge.
tell me this. You bipeds always care too much about pants. Look, I'm doing just fine. Never wore pants in my life. I don't know why I have a southern accent now.
It's contagious.
It is just like
This is
Just
payback
like
for
chlamydia.
Australian.
you know that makes sense. I did do that to you once. Anyway, it's getting out of hand. All right. I got a job for you. I'll keep it brief. You know, I got the opportunity here to do something big and something that'll set you up for a while. I know you guys have been looking to move on up in the world, as it were, and this might be the way to do it. I got a tip. There's a Yaru ship moving covertly through the Iota system. Intel says that there may be a new piece of cloning technology on board, something that they haven't put into the public use just yet, something that they probably never will, something that they're keeping on the hush-hush, but I got someone on the inside who told me that they may be working on mass production of organic clones. Something that they've never. If anyone wants to, roll me a, say, study, or if you have like maybe a consort sway, if you may have like talked to somebody who may have had information about this in the past, and sort of like trying to bring that, or any other skill that you think
Right.
would.
I got a
relate
little
to
bit of
recalling
consort,
knowledge.
but probably someone else would be better at an
Position.
intellectual thing.
Positions controlled.
Position is controlled. Yes, is a
Okay.
regular roll, regular success.
And standard effect.
Standard effect. I will
Not-
forget to.
Not pushing
to-
bonus die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't know. Oh, it's so cool. I love the. I don't use a lot of different sheets on Roll20, but like, it's so cool. that
It
they
is a
have
good
all these
sheet.
different things
It's a
built
really
in.
good sheet.
It's a great sheet.
So is on the card the dice 1 and 2? That's what the roll was.
Yes, I think
1
I
and
think
2. Okay.
So you don't know. Yeah, I mean, you've probably heard of Yaru just over the course of adventuring, but you know that they're the cloning people. They make a lot of clones. But anyone else want to roll anything?
I mean,
I'll
I'll
try
try.
study.
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
How do you roll?
You should
How many-
be able to click on the associated skill
Skill on your
See,
sheet. Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah,
the like helm,
then it
scramble,
brings up-
scraps.
It'll highlight.
Right. So I clicked on study. I selected control, and then what?
Yep. Controlled
Submit.
and yeah, it should be submit. Standard effect.
Bonus dice.
Nothing unless I could offer you a devil's bargain, but
I think
for
we're
an
good to
don't
go.
know.
Let's
Do I
not
just
let's
roll
not
one
get into
die?
that
'Cause I
this
got-
early.
yeah. Unless
Oh,
you
I
have it
just
from another
roll-
ability. Yes, you just roll it after
Oh, no,
that.
okay.
2. Yeah,
Oh.
nothing. Another. They got clones. They typically clone things. Where am I in the world?
I'll try one just to see if I've heard anything about. Oops, that was
Sure.
risky.
Now it's starting to get a little risky. You may not even know anything. Is that risky?
I could try hack maybe.
Uh,
That would be.
nope.
What the?
We
Are you sure this dice is working?
Yeah,
dice
you
is
have.
loaded. My mint julep
You have-
explains mine. Okay.
I was saying, you haven't talked to anybody who's gotten this tip, and as you're sort of like all thinking, like looking at you, Dromio says, "I can tell from your blank expressions. I mean, Yaru is the one who's responsible for, these clones, these customizable organic clones. Now, as you may know, he like claps his sleeve. Regular clones from Yaru disintegrate after a very short time. They're not built to last. What's different about this is apparently rumor has it that these clones are meant to live as long as a normal biped like y'all. Which is you mass produce this off of just electricity and a small amount of biomass to stretch out stretch into a whole being. That's gonna shift a lot of things in this universe. Everyone's gonna want to contract with them or to steal it for themselves.
Yeah,
They
we
just
disrupt the economy of the entire universe, basically.
exactly. But if you get your hands on that technology and you be smart about it, you could be sitting on basically an entire untapped market. Of course, with a healthy cut for myself for giving you the info. But anyway, the ship is disguised as a passenger cruiser, but moving its way towards Iota. It's not. They're trying to keep it on the hush-hush as much as possible. But there should be automated security to protect this very valuable tech, as I haven't confirmed exactly what they're carrying, but I know that I'm sure that they got something. So, are you in?
Switch glances at the others.
Yeah, we.
She's like,
I'll mute them real quick. So it's like, yeah, we're hard up for credits right now. We gotta get something, and this sounds like a windfall.
so we're
Yeah.
stealing the technology for someone else. It seems like the only risk is if they think that we might keep it, and then we become a liability.
Yeah.
Let's just keep that in mind, all right? That
Yeah.
we're gonna want a foolproof escape strategy. All right, and she
Yeah,
we
we can go.
unmute, and we were like, we have
And
discussed
then,
it.
so as I was telling you, that was I was muted. I see. Okay, yeah, I see how it is. I understand. No, please. What were you saying?
We'll take the job.
All right, I'll be forwarding the coordinates. And you zoop, screen goes black, and you get a stream of coordinates goes directly to your computer, sort of tracking this vessel as it sort of goes through the ship. So, let's, in classic Blaze fashion, jump right into it. What is, in a short a way as possible, what's your plan? What
So
are
we got to
what's your plan
infiltrate
to
this
do?
ship, right?
And the information that you'll get, that I forgot to roleplay out, is that Dromio will tell you that in the message that it's not exactly, they don't exactly know what this new rig looks like. It's just going to be there.
Yeah.
So the plan is to identify it, get it out, and escape with it.
Would I know how portable that equipment is, or are we still in the whole? We still in the shuttle with it on there? Or are we like?
Yeah,
is it like a
what kind of ship
briefcase?
is this that it's going
I
to
would
be on?
say you can roll. You could roll another study, rig, I guess.
Well, study's my better of.
Doctor in a way, like I'd say doctor from. So I forget how risky, controlled, and
Desperate.
and desperate
Just no,
work. Is that change the effect?
I can't remember if it reduces your die or I think it like reduces your die or something.
I'm gonna take a look at the rules.
I thought it gave you extra. Well, I don't know if it gives you extra.
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
not sure.
Control position. The possible consequences are less serious. Desperate position. The consequences are severe.
Oh,
If you're
just
somewhere in between, it's risky. Risky's default position. So okay, so it changes the outcome.
Okay.
And then you can. The effect is the result of the die. So if it's like you roll for increased or decreased effect, whatever you get, it'll be one notch down or above that. Okay, that's
Yeah.
I remember that now. Okay, perfect.
So
So I'd say, yeah, for this, I'd say doctor would be risky if you don't have a background in cloning. You'd be like
Okay.
extrapolating your knowledge of medicine into what you think the cloning mechanics will require.
all right, let's see here. That's better. 6 and a
Oh,
5.
nice.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, perfect. Thinking, okay, so like, you probably haven't worked a lot with clones unless, you tell me otherwise. But if the end result is a fully formed human, whatever is generating this thing is probably going to be the size of a person at least. And So
Yep.
you're thinking of things like tanks that are
Right.
roughly human-sized, probably integrated into an electrical system. That is probably the size of what you're working with.
Yeah, so we're going to need some way of like move this into a shuttle or moving it onto our ship or something.
What do we
you know.
know about the ship that it's going to be on? Like, is this a big ship?
You probably
Do we
know
what kind
it's-
of ship?
You know, he said it was like a moderate passenger class ship. It's probably going to be about the size of like. Trying to think. I'm like looking at my map right now. Trying to figure. Like it's not. It's like a. It's not huge. It's not like a war freighter. It's not like a. It's not like the size of a town or anything like that. It's probably. The way Dromia describes it, it's probably going to be around this size. That can hold 50 people ish
Okay.
comfortably, or maybe a little bit more depending on the amount of tech on it. But it's small, meant to move pretty fast, and not. Yeah, that's pretty much what you would know.
So I see these as our options. We trick our way onto the ship and get what we need out. We sneak onto the ship, get what we need, and sneak out. Or we, either of those, take over the ship and fly it along with our ship.
Yeah, I think, I could possibly masquerade as some sort of consultant. But I don't know, what would they be looking for?
What about official? Like, what area of space are they in? Is it Imperial controlled? Could we be some sort of Imperial random DUI inspectors?
Yeah, that...
Or
Clone inspectors.
The majority
ship
of
inspector.
the majority
What do you
of
think?
IOTA from I'll just give this to you for free is through there's a lot of shipyards there. There's a lot of shipping. The guilds have a lot of territory there where they use it as a like a waypoint for distribution of goods. Let me see. There's 3 major planets. One that's covered in ice and is mostly used as Lithios. Ice palaces covered the frozen planet. usually there's a lot of weird, like there's a lot of mining and extraction of resources there. Tons of production on Indri, a industrialized planet, big spaceport there, and Amarath, which is a lush planet known for pharmaceutical research and manufacturing of pharmaceuticals. Usually not a lot of not a lot of crime in this system. Not mostly like guild activity, merchant activity, not a ton of but is drawn, like a lot of scoundrels can be drawn to the area for these kinds of interception missions.
We could now. Do we know they are like en route to somewhere else, or are they just kind of staying in this system?
You don't know exactly where they're going in the system, but you know that they are currently in the IOTA system, and it looks like they're on their way. Like they're just moving through, it seems, right now. You don't know if they're stopping somewhere.
So is this an actual passenger ship that they've got like a section blocked off where this lab is? Is that what they're pretending?
They're
trying to hide as, right?
Yeah, Dromia said that they're probably they are disguising it as a passenger ship. You don't know yet if they actually have a passenger ship or if it just looks like one.
But is this Empire-controlled space or merchant?
I think it's. I don't know. I actually don't know enough about the Empire.
You can just make it up. I don't know either.
I'll say less so.
Okay.
Usually it's left to the guilds to sort of carve up the merchants.
Yeah, I was going to
No
say,
one's in control of it as much.
Technically, all of it's under Imperial, but they don't really enforce it way out
here. There's not as much wealth. There's not as much direct wealth in this system. It's where they pull the resources, manufacture something, and send it somewhere else to be used. Not a ton of people. Usually on Indri, the populated, industrialized planet, is most of the people there. What's it called? Yes. Okay. What are we? Let's just head to the engagement roll, shall we? I want to see I want to see what you guys are planning to do. So you had a couple options. What's it called? You could try to infiltrate it. You could try to infiltrate it, find what you need, leave. Do a stealthy approach for trying to get onto the ship without being noticed. You could try to demonstrate, pretend to be an envoy, maybe of the guilds. I guess we got to start with that first.
Right.
Now, I won't rush you too much. What do you guys think? What's the?
I think infiltration.
Okay. Well, we've got.
Oh, here we go. I got a list now of options. We have assault, violence onto a target, deception, luring, tricking, or manipulating, infiltration, trespassing unseen, mystic, using some kind of magic or power to do so, social, you're trying to negotiate or bargain your way through, or transport, carrying cargo or people through danger. That's not this one. So everything but transport. What are you thinking?
Well,
I'm not sure mystic really works for us either.
And I'm not sure how we'd infiltrate if they're moving. But we could maybe tell them that we're from the health department. There's been plague, and we're not letting people land until they've been tested for.
Okay.
Actually, that's a good one. With my doctor skill, I got 2 pips.
That's what I was thinking. We've got a doctor, so we have like some resources to be able to fake it a little bit.
Okay.
And I could be there to see about the air handling, life support system, see if it's in the system.
I don't know if there's some way we can decorate the ship to make it look official. Maybe we've bought some illicit decals that we can use or something.
Yeah, I'll say if you want to, what I'll do is, to disguise your ship as, I'll say you have a basic cloaking device, like that can change the exterior of your ship through the course of your your adventures, because I completely glossed over the fact that we didn't decide what ship we have, and I don't know if we have a crew. We didn't talk about a crew bonus, so
We didn't talk about the ship at all. That's why
Let's
I
say
kinda like,
we're hoping it doesn't come to ship combat. We're going with a
Yeah.
deception approach.
I'll
I
say
mean, if we took a fire drake, we'd have an actual warship, so it'd be more like we're more believable. We're stopping them and have the way to stop them. I guess.
so that's a good question. So what? Let's do that now, shall we? Let's do. What kind of ship are you thinking about? You want a fire drake, one was more suited for combat. Cerberus, usually better for extractions, picking up people and items. Star Dancer, smaller, faster, better to use for thefts
Smuggling.
and smuggling.
Yeah.
What is
So,
it?
I mean,
I would almost guess that like the ship kind of came with the mechanic. So what does the mechanic want?
See that the Star Dancer comes with the false ship papers and is kind of geared towards passing itself off as something else.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
yeah. I was thinking the Star Dancer myself.
Okay,
Alright.
that's it then.
That's pretty good. Awesome. So I'll say, just as a factor of this being a one-shot, we'll say the false ship papers, you also have some kind of like basic cloaking, but it won't hold
And
up to
fake
like
transponder.
Yep, fake transponder. It won't hold up to close scrutiny, but it will at least be a passing glance helpful in that regard. Okay, awesome. So you're gonna try to pass yourselves off as health intergalactic health department quarantining the planet they're trying to go to, and wanting to inspect them for any kind of potential pathogens.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
So
That's
show me a
pretty ballsy.
gadget and a button to push so that I can look like I'm testing someone for a plague. I'll be like shaking my head like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy's a goner.
All right. So we're going deception. Hell yeah. Let us go to the engagement roll then. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? I would say so. +1. So
Mhm.
you start with 1d6. Add a second for that. Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they are weakest? Yes. Add 1d6. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? I'll say we're not taking away a d6 for this. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? I will say this is sort of inherent to the one shot. We're sort of glossing over that a little
Yeah.
bit. You have 3d6. So we won't affect that for or against. Are there any other elements that you want to consider? Maybe a low tier target will give you... There's one element I'm going to take 1d6 away. Sorry, but it will hopefully reveal itself quickly after the engagement roll. So we'll start with a base of 2. Who would like to roll the engagement roll? Because it sure as hell isn't going to be me. I always make my players responsible.
How do you do that?
You just rolled the 2d6. I don't know how to
Okay.
do it on the sheet yet. Let me take a
I
look.
can do it.
There's no button for it. Yeah, just go for it.
All right, let's go. 5. Okay. 5.
What? 5? It says 7.
He only used
You don't add it. Yeah.
Oh,
you pick the
okay.
high.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you set your warp drive, you zip across known space appearing in the iota system, and you start to track your target. As you start to approach it, you see this sort of sleek, like trapezoidal kind of bodied ship. Kind of looks like a whale with 2 giant, like narrow fins flying through, and you can see it looks from general appearance a passenger vessel. You'd know, like, for taking small ferries around planets around a solar system, but whatever, it matches the coordinates that you were sent and have been tracking. You sort of put yourself in a position to go alongside them and flag them down via communications. Whoever wants to give the spiel, feel free to.
I have some consort and wait.
I won't make you roll for this only because you rolled the engagement roll. So this is just for I want to see what you say.
Well, that's fine.
Funny.
If it's just to see what we say, I'll do it.
Go for it.
She actually, one of my powers might come in here. I have an air of menace and danger, obvious to even the most observant. I gain potency when trying to intimidate someone.
Okay.
I don't. It says if done immediately after a show of force, also take +1d. But I don't think I'm gonna be punching any walls in a call. So.
Yeah. If you're pretending to be a doctor, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems counterintuitive. Let me see. Potency. It just says. Oh, modifies effect level.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So go for it. What do you say to flag to let them know?
Yeah. I name the nearby planet, and I'll say we're from the health department. There's been an outbreak of plague, and we need to make sure that anyone entering this system has not been infected. Everyone is undergoing a man-by-man screening. However, it is quick. A quick scan should tell us whether or not you and your crew have been infected. This will help you as well as us keep the system healthy.
Okay.
Like she says that like it's part of some propaganda.
And you get a transponder message back. It says, "This is the automated pilot system of the Recursion. The Recursion is an unmanned craft. There are no organic life forms on this ship. Your credentials appear legitimate, and you may complete your scan. However, you are not granted entrance into the ship. Have a pleasant day."
The disease we're looking for is techno-organic in nature. It can compromise cybernetic components as well as organic.
She
Roll.
says like say that again, so I can remember.
Okay. Roll me, I guess this would be a consort? I feel like consort is like the deception as far as I remember.
Yeah,
Unless
Okay.
unless there's another one you
I
would
can
like to
do
argue for.
consort.
Well, let's see here. Let me see something real
Because
quick.
the thing is, you're a good doctor. You are just flat out lying. You know what? I will say, if you want to, if you can use doctor if you want to describe like the
Well-
mechanisms by which. Sorry, go for it. I
Yeah.
want to tell you.
I'm curious to say, like, I have ability. My starting ability is I'm a doctor, not a,
Yeah.
liar or whatever it is. But anyway, but I can use my doctor roll to roll
To
a different
spout
action,
stuff.
Oh,
as long as I describe like how
Yeah.
I learned to do
Okay,
that. And
I'll say
perfect.
let me
You beat me
put
to it.
our expert on the line. The situation is more complicated than that. And then she just kind of gives it over to you.
all right, so I'll say what I said about like the cybernetic components are vulnerable. We understand you're an unmanned vessel, but we still have to inspect every vessel and the memory core of every computer passing through because we're taking this seriously. But yeah, and I learned how to do that because kids don't want to ever take their medicine. They'll come up with any excuse, and I'll just I find some way of making them do it.
Okay. As you describe like the mechanics of how this new techno-organic virus that can transmit from humans into computer code, and roll me a doctor check.
All right, let's see here.
I like how the skill is just called doctor. I think it's funny.
Right?
This is my doctor
Can
skill.
use that for consort too.
What's our position?
This is a. I think it's still risky because you started out the engagement roll started with the 5. Basically, you succeeded in not giving yourself away, but they're not
Mm-hmm.
opening up to you. But it's still risky. You're not desperate quite yet.
Sure.
If you
Standard
want,
effect?
Standard effect if you want to, what's the... I can offer you a devil's bargain if you'd want.
You can spend a gambit. Don't we start with 2 gambits or something?
That's a great point. I forgot about gambits. Pull up those. God damn it. Book.
That's something to do with the ship, right?
121.
Yeah. Ship.
For a third, oh, you can add a bonus die to spend a gambit. Gambit is limited resource shared by the whole crew.
That's added bonus die.
Okay, so you have 2. You start with 2. All right, so then you'll have 3.
But the effect is still...
Let me see. There's a... So far, I'm only seeing it is a bonus to the die pool, and not
Right,
the
right.
effect. I could change the effect if you want to. I don't know how else to change the effect aside from something changing or giving a devil's bargain. Oh, here it is. Here's the gambit section.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
it's just-
gambit just gives you an extra die to roll.
Yep, that's the extra die. Okay. All right.
So if I
Would you
don't
like-
take the devil's bargain, what's our effect?
Maybe
What's our
standard.
base.
Maybe
Standard. Okay. All right. Now I'll go with standard.
Okay.
And 1 bonus dice for spinning a gambit.
For 3 total.
Yep. And we have
Nice.
1 success and
Success.
1 success with a complication.
That's well. So it's, as long as you rolled that 6, you got it.
Yep.
Send the transmission out. Wait for a second. Processing. Understood. Please dock at dorsal airlock, and one of our drones shall be there to meet you. Thank you for doing your civic duty. And you see a couple of lights pop up on the dorsal side of the ship, sort of like blinking to direct you where to dock.
All right.
All right. So you slide over, go in line with the ship, slide in, and lock into your airlock. So what is the approach? What are you guys going to do?
What are the different options for?
Now, this is just me
okay.
asking, like, what's
I would
next
figure
for-
we went in and just inspected every area till we came
What-
to it. We might
I
have the
am-
mechanics studying the ship to see if we can just take
I'm-
off with the ship.
Oh, let's
Wow.
let's
Override
actually
the
move.
AI pilot.
I wish I could. I wish I could do the fog of war.
What's
where
our
it's
load
just,
gonna be?
That's a great question. So that'll be. What do you guys want each of your load to be? Because I think you can do it. Each person can do it.
Normal for me.
Okay.
I'm to be into more of a. I want to make myself, look as much like a medical tech as possible, and so I'm going for a heavy load. I'm bringing
Okay.
all my tools.
Sounds good. I'm going to try to reveal as much of the map as I can without cutting into the ship.
Got my hazmat suit on.
Nice.
Now,
Alright.
my player sheet has this box that says to generate abilities, and it hides like some of my items that are specific to me. I don't know how to get rid of it.
Let me see. I may not know either. Let's see.
Where?
It's right under playbook, and there's this box that says select your playbook, but it doesn't. It's like covers up
The choices
Like,
for
the
playbooks?
character sheet underneath it.
That was the wrong one.
Oh.
I showed Bones character sheet or something. I don't know.
Well,
Oh,
that's
I see what
blank,
you're talking
so-
about. Is it to generate playbook abilities?
Yeah, and it just like it hides what's underneath it.
Oh, okay. So well, you're a mechanic, so I'll type that in. Right? Whoops, not mechanice. I can't spell.
Yeah, I got it. I see it now.
Like,
There
can
you
you
go.
put a drop down in there?
It'd be nice if it had a drop down. You didn't have to type it. It
Yeah.
says mechanic in the top right, so. Alright,
Yeah,
you go.
it just didn't go away for some reason.
All right, so we got heavy. Sorry, remind me what you got it against. Slip.
Medium.
Medium. And hammer took
I'm going.
heavy.
I'm going to go heavy as well.
Okay. And remember, you don't have to select
1, 2,
everything you
3,
want right now.
4.
If you want to, You can just sort
I'll
of
go normal.
Do it
I don't
as you
think I
go.
need to-
Yeah.
yeah, you just sort of do it as you go for things that you may encounter. Let's bring us to the map, shall we? I forgot we weren't on the map. Woo! Okay, so I can't really tell how much can be seen.
Um,
You see the wings of the ship?
hold on. let me
Yeah, I
zoom
see the
out.
wings.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't see tokens.
that's fine. Let us. So we'll start with, you guys lock onto the airlock. The doors open, sort of like a little circle at the bottom, and you see staring up at you is like a humanoid-looking mechanical being made of like white metal, and you can see wires sort of like sticking out in the joints, or it's like coursing between the joints, like a sort of smooth white mask, and you do see like a large rifle over its back. It says, "Greetings. For inspection, please descend, and I will escort you across the ship." And I'll reveal a little bit of the center right here. Seems to drop into like a four-way intersection.
Maybe the mechanic can scan this guy and maybe get like a good idea of what his capabilities are. I'll like look over at him and I'll be like, "This is your specialty. What do you think? Is he infected?"
Hang on. Okay. I have no idea where we are.
We're in the ship, but we're
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're docked at the top of the ship. Do you see the little cross of revealed space in the
Mhm.
middle?
We're in that
So you're like
hallway.
you're like looking down into a four-way intersection at the center of the ship. It seems. You see like walls. So it looks like a
Oh,
like a-
okay.
like-
I found it now.
hallways in the ship, sort of converging at this point.
Alright, yeah, I can do a scan of some kind.
Sure. That would probably be scan. Um, no, is that a?
I have no idea.
Sorry, is that a? That'd be a hack.
Would it be rig?
That'd be a hack.
I guess.
You could do rig.
Hack?
Using your
I can
hack
do
or rig.
that, I guess.
Yeah, whichever one you
I
like.
just don't know if we can give ourselves kind of an advantage on
Yeah,
tackling them when
yeah,
he knows more about it.
good thinking.
What's that one?
Like, you stand by for inspection. Checking you out
So,
first.
What would our
Yeah.
position be? Standard, controlled, or risky?
Risky, I'd say, because if this robot knows that detects that you're scanning.
Well, we're
him-
here to
Oh,
scan.
you
all
are
the
scanning
data.
him, so I'd say it's control.
Mhm.
I'd say it's control.
Alright.
Yeah, he expects you to. They expect you to scan.
Standard.
Dr. Hammer.
No. No dice.
Scanner.
This is Dr. Hammer.
Yes, this is our physician, our Dr. Hammer. Okay.
Free.
Great.
Come on.
You scan over wiring. You see like it just sort of comes back as metal wires. You are able to see like you're able to see his gun. I'll say that one's pretty obvious. Like he has a sizable laser rifle, but you're not able to discern what the schematics are. They're just sort of like something about the way it like transferred from your
Something's-
scanner.
Yeah, something.
It's just not
I'll
like
show the doctor. Goes like, this scan was inconclusive. I'll need to do it again.
Okay. Well, we can
Well-
look around while we do that.
All right. So we'll follow him to what, the first control room or whatever.
I would say you guys drop in. Do you guys drop into the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
So you guys drop down.
Actually, can we take a 5-minute?
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. That'd be a great point. You drop down into this hallway intersection, and we will take a break. So like five-ish minutes. We'll
Yeah.
reconvene. All right. Awesome. See you in a bit.
So instead of bones, you're bone.
What now?
Did you write bone under your character name? Yep. Instead of
Yep.
bones.
Yeah, that's my alias.
Bones was taken, and boner is like
Yeah.
unacceptable.
Yeah. Well, I saw the I'm a doctor, but I was like, oh yeah.
So you Dr. Bone or Bone Doctor?
We
Oh,
call him
man.
Dr. B.
But yeah, definitely more of a less accredited, more experience-based skills.
Somebody say accredited? Oh, my hair's fucked.
Yeah, he's not like accredited by any major medical authority.
He's accredited
Oh, yes.
by me.
Hell yeah.
5 stars.
Self-taught doctor.
Removed the bullet without
We're correspondence courses mostly.
any screaming.
Somebody in another server said today in regards to, I didn't finish reading the whole story, but they were talking about D&D of like improvised surgery from a non-medical professional. He said it's just a matter of time before every campaign ends up with that. And I thought, that's true, because my campaign did that too. The warlock used telekinesis to perform surgery to remove a bullet out of somebody's body. So,
That works.
that counts. It worked really well. I was like, you know what? That's a great use of
Surgeons
that
would
spell,
love
so.
to have mage hand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mira, you're not allowed to hang out on the computer. I don't care that it's warm. Stinky. She's just, I just love this cat so much. All right. So,
So which way do we go?
everyone ready to rock and roll? All right. Let me reveal a little bit more as you guys drop down into this 4-way intersection. You see a hallway extending out in all 4 directions. You see a number of doors, one on each side of the hallway. I don't know if that's immediately visible. The reveal, I never relate more to Troy than when I try to reveal something and it hides it. So
Yeah.
is there a big cross in the middle of the screen?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So you look down and you see 2 sets of doors, like these large sort of like sliding double doors, all closed, one on each side. So I'll ping this too. So one over here. Oops, that's not pinging. Where's pinging now? It's a different, goddamn it. It's when it changes everything on me.
Yeah, I think you just hold and click to ping.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. So there's one on either side of the hall over here.
Mhm.
One on either side of the hall over here. A normal sized, like humanoid sized door up at the north, and a larger but still, like a taller but still 5 feet wide door in the south. You guys are in the middle. The robot is over on this side, and you can see that at the door to the north, the door to the south, and on either side there's one robot on the door at the door to the north, one robot at the door to the south, 2 robots on the, we'll just say, cardinal directions east side, and another robot, just one robot on the
Okay.
west side, like stationed in between these doors. The robot that greeted you just says, "Follow me to main computing terminal.
Yeah.
You may perform scan from central computer tied to all in this vessel."
Switch kind of points at you two, and she's like, "Tell me when you want me to kill them."
Out in the hallway.
Not yet.
Just
Alright,
wait till we get into room.
Okay, so you guys, the robot turns and starts to walk towards the west side. You guys follow it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so the 3 of you follow the robot. Sort of, goes over towards the door pointed south. It waits a moment. A light goes off, and the doors slide open. Shoo! Let's reveal, shall we? Just menu out of the way. There you go. All right. Did that work?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Perfect. So, you see a room that is full of desks and screens wrapping around the entire room. Um, there are a couple of benches, but there are no like there's nothing seated there. There's no like other robots. It seems to all be like humming on its own. Like there are no chairs. It's just like not like desks per se. I guess it's sort of like in your piloting chambers. If there wasn't a chair there, it would just be like a big set of wraparound computers, screens just covering the walls, all sort of like streaming in data, and you see like maps and things just moving across the screens. You see like a number of like keyboards and pads where ports where you can tap into and start doing your thing. The robot says, "Be mindful of your scan. Your scan will be monitored to prevent loss of proprietary information."
Is the door open or closed?
The door's currently open.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over casually and just close the door.
Okay. I would say so the robot will walk in with you guys if you guys walk to the room.
Right.
There is.
So I pull out my.
Yeah, go over and close the door.
I'll whisper to the mechanic as I walk by him to the door. Can you shut these guys down from here?
What?
Well, I didn't quite catch that.
Can you shut these guys down from here?
Yeah, I was gonna try. I'm gonna plug in my fine hacking rig.
Okay.
Um,
what does that do?
I don't know.
That gives you potency. I feel like because I was reading potency was like if you have something that's specifically geared towards if the PC has an advantage in a given factor, consider a higher level effect. So this would be for a great effect if you're able to successfully pull it off.
Okay. So I'm rolling hack. I want to use a gambit, I think, too.
Okay.
I'll also say like I can for this I think I can take a stress to assist.
Okay. So that'd be another die.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me what you're planning on doing with the hack. Are you trying to shut down the? Are you trying to? Because he's okay. I'm just organizing my thoughts. What's your goal with the hack?
All right. The first thing I want to do is try to shut down all the bots.
Okay. What I'll say is the effect will sort of change depending on how many things you want to do at once. So I'll basically say like the individual role will like tell me what you want to do. How much
Maybe
you want
it
to do
has
in a
to go
single
one
roll.
at a time. I don't know.
It's up to you. If you it'll sort of be less risky to do one at a time depending on what you do.
Well, so here's what I think. We got the bots.
Mhm.
I assume that there's a ship AI that maybe is running everything.
No, we know that.
I don't know if the bots are independent AI
Yep.
type thing.
What I'll say is that would be another goal would be to like figure out how the ship works and like what's controlled by what. You could do
That
that.
sounds
first.
like
You
a
could
good
never
first
do-
roll.
You could go for something completely different and just try to get to one goal. That would be like riskier for a greater effect. Up to you. How you want to approach it.
Well, okay. So I guess what I want to do is like I want to isolate the bots and shut them down from possibly the AI. I guess I think would be controlling them.
So we're gonna go straight to trying to find that and find the section that the robots are in and shut them down.
Yes.
Okay. Let me check my notes. So I'll say, yeah, so that'll be a hack roll. It's a risky position because he did say your scanning would be monitored, but it's not desperate yet. Do you want to take a gambit and aid?
I will assist. I have rig. Maybe I
Okay.
can use that to assist, but
Sure.
but I'll take a stress.
Sounds good. I forgot how aiding works. Do you just get it, or you have to roll a success to get it?
I think you just get it, but
Yeah,
I'll double check.
you just get it. Yeah. Stress and trauma.
So what would the effect be?
I would say the effect would be. I'd say the effect would be great because you're trying to go for, like, if it works completely, then you will be able to.
Shut down the robots. Yeah.
You would be able to shut down the robots, but yeah, I think that would be. I think that would be for great effect. Like that's.
I can see limited effect being they're messed up or
Okay,
one or two of them are out.
Right.
Well,
So how many bonus dice am I getting then?
so you're getting one. You're getting because of your hacking rig. You get the increased effect. You get a bonus die from
Gambit.
the gambit, and then one bonus die from bone. So 2.
Okay.
Okay. But did you have? How many hack did you have to start?
I have 1 hack.
Oh, perfect. Well, so that's good. You got that 6. So what happens is you dive into this network using your hacking rig, and all at once information is coming at you. You try to sift through as much as you can and search straight for the robots, and you notice that there is no network controlling the drones in the ship. You don't see like terminals going directly
They're
to them.
independently. They are local systems.
It seems like whatever they're operating on is not directly controlled through the ship. However, the onboard, you were able to find that there is one sort of AI that is controlling the ship's piloting system, and you are able to quickly, as you like start to realize that you can tell through the dataverse, you can sort of see these like little trackers, kind of like you're visualizing cookies on a website that are following you, seeing what you're doing, and starting to like basically like get agitated and start like, you know that they're about to start warning. If you want to, you can shut down the ship's pilot and completely neutralize the ship's AI if you want to continue that with that success. Or what I'll say that I'll basically interpret that success with a choice that you can make. You can either instantly shut down the AI that's controlling the ship and stop the ship in its track, or switch to a scan and escape without getting noticed. Because you still got a 6. But I kind of want to give you the choice now that you have more information.
I'll just switch to scan.
Okay, perfect. You see, like,
I don't. Yeah.
Okay, they start to get agitated. You sort of drift away from the piloting system, and you see they start to quiet down and leave, and you start to scan through the rest of the ship. You are able to see basically a network of the electrical grid, the sort of like the mechanical blueprints of the ship as you scan through all of its systems. You see that there is a life support system. They're supporting a number of organic creatures. It seems like
lying.
The top left section, that top left square, appears to have various
robots.
different types of xeno-organisms, mostly beasts and animals of different kinds, because you see data logs of different types of profiles, information on their biology and their behavior and what they need to survive. The top right room seems to have the most power draw, as there's as much in there as possible. There's tons of electricity being drawn into that room. You see schematics of what looks like cloning vats, which is a ton of different cloning vats. The bottom right room, not much is there's not much power being drawn to that room at all, but you see schematics of storage, like weapons storage, in there. The bottom section, the large trapezoid, appears to be small individual-sized vessels that are used basically escape pods.
So there's no actual passenger rooms or anything like that?
Looks
It
like
just
there's
looks from
no.
the outside like it has them?
Yes, it looks like the exterior has been fitted to look like a passenger ship, but the inside is basically all hardware. But as you are sort of scanning through the system, and that's sort of what the information that you get before basically the scan is complete. You're still sort of like hacked in, but you have to roll another check to do anything else. The robot in the room goes, "Is your scan satisfactory?"
I don't detect anything on the database here, but your database, your life support systems indicates that there are organic creatures on board that you didn't tell us about. We will need to examine each of them as well.
Start making
I
notes.
pull out like an iPod. Did
Like, this not going to look good on the report.
reveal presence of.
Surely your scan is mistaken. There are no organics on this ship.
Now it clearly shows they're across the hall.
Everybody roll a... what's a perception equivalent?
Ooh, a tune? I don't know. That's magic-y, right?
Attune's usually magic-y, yeah.
Yeah, tunes like your ancient artifacts.
Study?
Study?
Sway maybe would work.
Study
just insight.
skulk, maybe like awareness of like creatures,
Mm-hmm.
being aware of your surroundings. Skulk would be pretty good. Maybe Sway. I feel
Study's
like,
more researchy.
yeah, researchy.
So is this a one-person roll?
Oh, I'd say everyone who's not Hammer, who's sort of like still
Okay, I'll roll a skulk.
scanning.
All right, I'll roll study.
And this is risky?
This is risky.
What's the effect?
Standard.
And I'm just going to roll it raw.
Yeah, mine was bad.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh, no.
You're no, never mind. You guys you don't notice anything. Yeah,
Man,
it's
1,
just-
2, 3.
I got distracted on my iPad. I'm playing Candy Crush.
Yeah, exactly. Just like sort of like looking at your scan. It's like, yep, this. It says organics. Doop doop. Another connected 4 in a row. And you. Yeah, the robot says, "There are no organics on this ship. Please complete your scan, and you may be on your way."
Well, it sounds like we need to check
I'm
out
so
that
happy-
area that he was indicating just to make sure. Otherwise, this is going to show up as an abnormality on our report. And sorry, I'm not getting that black mark on my record.
It won't allow you to continue on until it's finished.
Affirmative. Please.
I also need to scan each bot.
Affirmative. Please. Follow me. And turns over towards the
When he
door.
turns to you guys, I'm like, turns away, I'm like, which is like weirdly
He-
suggestive. Now.
He waits for a second. The doors,
I mean,
and you see as the doors slide open, 3 other robots are standing there blocking the door, aiming weapons at you,
Okay.
and fire.
Yep.
So,
of course. It went right into the round.
So let's do a little. Let's switch a little the music a little.
This is what it always comes down to.
that equivalent. Sorry, that was too loud.
I liked it.
The the perception-esque roll was like, once you said, "Oh, there's definitely organics here," the other robots are just coming over.
Yeah,
to,
they're like, uh-oh.
to stance up. So, I've never really run like initiative with these. I usually just go around the horn and say what happens.
Okay.
If that works with y'all.
I
Present
never
it.
played, so. Feels best.
Essentially, it's just sort of like you guys get a turn and these guys get a turn, and because of the failed rolls earlier, they're all going to fire. Each of you are going to face a level 2 harm from a laser rifle. If you'd like to resist it, you can roll an appropriate skill and reduce that to a level 1, or
I'm
see
gonna
if
roll
there's,
Skulk.
or you can take You could take armor.
Oh,
as
I
part
do
of
have
your
armor.
loadout.
What do you do with armor?
You basically take whatever level of armor you have available to you, and then armor here will be able to basically each armor box reduces a level by 1, and it's
Me and my heavy load, I definitely am wearing armor.
But it's
Yeah,
basically
so-
Medical grade
you
armor.
roll to try to defend, or you take armor. Am I understanding that right? What do you want us to call you? Because I don't want to call you Truck Drive 00.
Oh. The Discord just crashed and then suddenly disappears. You good?
Oh boy.
I'm back.
I'm out of here.
Okay.
So essentially, it's not the appropriate skill. It's however many groups of skills you have. So it's like that line dividing the triangles.
Mhm.
If you have one to the left in each section,
Mhm.
like you roll a die for each section you have a dot in.
Mhm.
So it's a minimum of 2.
Right. That's.
Um,
But how does
and
where does
then-
armor come in?
armor would be you have to check a box for your loadout. It's basically trading part of your loadout to reduce the damage.
Gotcha.
Versus,
Okay. I won't do that yet.
And it acts like damage reduction.
Right. I'm just gonna roll
Okay.
scrap.
Okay. So how many attributes do you have points in?
3 in prowess.
No, sorry, for insight,
Oh.
prowess, and resolve, like it's
I have 2 in scrap.
total. 2 in scrap. Do you have any in insight? Like in any insight skill?
Doctor.
Is that
You have 1? Okay. And then any in
well,
resolve?
what?
And then I'm sorry. Any what?
Any skills in resolve?
Yeah, I've got command and consort.
Okay, so that would be a 3d6 roll, one for each, as long as you have something on the left side. I think that's what it's.
Okay, got it. So
Let me see.
do I just roll 3d6, or do we want to do position risky, or how do I do that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm completely misunderstanding this because I'm dumb.
You're not dumb. You're doing a great job. This is a great game. I'm having a lot of fun.
Thank
To resist, we just roll our prowess, right?
Yeah,
Which
so you would
can only be
roll
2.
1, which is you'd roll one of those skills. That's what it is. So you pick insight, prowess, or resolve. The number of triangles you have on the left of that line. So it's the number of skills in that group you have.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you had helm and scramble and nothing else, it would be 2.
Okay, I've got 3 on that side of the line.
3 on prowess.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. So you would roll 3, and which is perfect
Eat
because it's for
6.
physical strain or injury. Characters suffer 6 stress when they resist, minus the highest die roll from the resistance roll. So
Okay, got it.
um,
So I just roll 3d6.
yeah, so you roll 3d6, and then the highest die gets removed from the 6 stress, and you take whatever's left, and then you reduce the damage.
Okay, so that.
Oh, okay. So you take no damage, and you take no stress. Actually, on a critical, which is 6, you clear 1 stress. I don't think. Did you have any stress?
I'm hovering
No.
over it.
I think you have to roll 2 6s to roll. To
Oh,
get
wait,
the-
sorry.
a
2 6s
Yeah.
is crit. 2 6s is crit. Sorry. Perfect. Okay, so you suffer 0 stress, and I'd say. Usually a resistance roll reduces severity.
Okay.
This is not a death. It's not for an increased effect, so it reduces it to a level 1 laser burn.
Okay.
You're able to just
Yeah.
brace yourself and tank the attack, and it doesn't do as much damage as you think, but it sort of like burns
Yeah.
sort of like the side
Just
of your
gets
shoulder.
pissed.
Yep. Hammer, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm not wearing armor, so I'm just gonna just resist the dodge, I guess.
Sounds good.
2 4s.
4.
Great.
So you take 2 stress, level 1 laser as you duck out of the way, and it sort of clips you in the back and sort of like sears across your shoulders, but you're able to get out of the way without too much damage. Bone. You got a laser coming at your face.
I like rotate, throw myself up against the wall, and my medical grade heavy armor absorbs that hit, which I'll tick off.
Take 1 or 2?
I'll take both off.
Okay, so you dodge against the wall and sort of like you feel the pressure in the hitting your armor in the back, but it doesn't get through, and you're able to go without an injury. Awesome. So it is now your turns. You all get to tell me what you want to do, and if you want to coordinate stuff, feel free.
Shut the damn door again.
I'm attacking.
Okay.
I got a hammer. I'll take the one that's essentially next to us.
Okay. Yeah, there's one that's closer, and there's 3 at the door.
I'm gonna do the 3 at the door. I'm gonna kind of hold off the 3. If you want to shut the door while I'm doing that, holding them off.
Yeah, I think I'll let you guys attack, and then I'll get the door shut after you resolve
Okay.
the attacks. Or try to get the door shut.
I just roll scrap.
Sure. You try to like go for a weak point in the robot itself using your knowledge of the robots. I like that.
Okay.
Unless scrap is like getting into a scrap. I see. I thought it was like scrapping machines.
No, it's physical. Yeah.
Well, that's
Nice.
what we're doing.
It's exactly what you're doing. Go for it. I'd say that was. It's. This is. I would say this is a desperate position. I would say, well, you're attacking 1, so that's risky. Slip is attacking 3. That's desperate.
It's not so desperate. But okay, yeah.
I don't know.
That's just what she tells herself.
That changes the effect.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
It's. I mean, to hold.
It
It is. I'm just saying. She's cocky.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So both roll me a scrap, please.
So it's risky.
Risky, standard effect
Standard.
for you. Desperate.
Okay. I have an ability to wrecking crew.
Oh, okay.
I gain plus 1d. I'm going to spend a gambit to gain a plus 1 effect. And I don't know what our weapons do, but she's using the vibroblade.
Okay. And I think each one should have like its own effect.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at vibroblade.
Yeah, I'm using a melee weapon. It didn't really describe.
Terrible roll.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Do it. I guess there's no re-rolls.
You can take. I'll say you can take stress to push yourself.
I'm gonna
and get an
do
extra die.
that.
I'll let
I'm
you
gonna
do
take
it.
stress,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna roll. And you roll it again when you do that.
I'll just you would add it to your dice pool, but it's,
add it to the dice pool.
Yeah.
Got it. So I'll just roll a
so
d6.
just roll it again. Yeah. Hammer rolls scrap.
Yeah. Worst
Ew,
roll.
oh, God.
in the world.
That's
well.
that's
so
brutal.
I guess she's
Okay.
taken off
man.
guard, and she's like kind of flailing around with the vibroblade, but they kind of just hover and back up, and she misses.
You rush in and start trying to like slash at them, and they sort of like quickly like their like masked faces turn to you and sort of like dodge back out of the way. One of them, you notice these like flashing colors sort of come out like where the eyes are, and as you sort of like lunge forward, the door closes behind you.
Ugh.
You're up.
Crap.
So you're in the hallway.
No, I don't think I'm in the hall. I'm in the hallway now, and
That's
all
that's
in
the
there.
consequence.
Okay.
That's the consequence.
Okay.
Oh no, you're out in the hallway with 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
The 2 of you are in the room with 1.
All right, that's better as far as I'm concerned. So.
So that'll be the consequence, and then Hammer, your scrap roll. You swing. What weapon are you imagining it?
Like a 20-pound sledgehammer.
Yeah, it's like a big old sledgehammer. You sort of pull out from your and just wham, crack him in the knee, and just sort of like it sort of like gets a little stumbly. It's a success. You are able to do some damage to it and sort of throw it off its kilter, but it's not quite dead yet, and it sort of like turns and looks at you, and you see it it hasn't drawn its gun yet. It raises its fists and just sort of like you see it spark off of its glowing knuckles with like this crackling electricity, and it looks like it's coming straight for you next. So next round, the robots will go. This one is going to make a attack directly at you and try and slam
Do I
you.
get an action?
Oh, fuck, I missed you. Yes, thank you.
Because you were gonna shut the door. I was...
I'm going to the door, but then the door
Shut the
shut.
blast doors! Shut the blast doors!
Yeah.
Open the blast doors!
Yeah, what would you like to do now that this is happening?
Well, I guess my question is, so if I want to do some damage on this bot, now, because the door is shut, so now I'm thinking like, well, let's take out this bot and then I'll get the door open. We can jump back out again, right?
Whatever
Like
you
I
like to
see,
do.
I could grab a blaster pistol, but how do I, like, what would I be rolling?
For a
Because I have nothing in
If you're
scrap,
rolling-
right?
Yeah,
Scrap.
that would probably
Doesn't matter if you're using a blaster or a melee
Yeah.
weapon.
Yeah, so that's not going to work
Scrap.
so much.
maybe you can rig to
I was
try
gonna
to
say,
screw
get ready
with
to
it.
say.
I would say as someone who played a leech in Blades forever, I would use Wreck for anything, even if it wasn't like, I would like figure out a way to like, I guess you could, if you have Rig, like Rig would be good to basically target specific mechanisms you think would work. Like I'll allow that, even if it's not technically scrap. You're still using it in a way that's interesting.
I'm not
or
a
like, I don't know what else you have.
I'm a doctor, not a warrior, but
Right.
it seems like this cable sticking out, from its main processing unit. If I try to rip that out, that might
It's the plug into the
disable it.
wall.
and
into the
And I
extension
don't know
cord.
if this is exactly how it works, but you could certainly use another skill that's not directly harmful to give aid to somebody else, and I'll change it to something that's not just the standard aid. I don't know how that works in combat, but I think that's reasonable to use.
actually
your
I got to
direct
push.
aid
Never
skill.
mind, I'm reading that ability wrong. I got pushed
Oh.
to do that. Okay,
Okay.
so okay, cool. So no, you know what? So I would say I think Rig's probably my best bet.
Okay.
And I'll grab. I got these repair tools. I'll grab my handy can opener and try to have my way with it.
Okay. I will say, so I just looked up gambits again. So it's the starting gambits are 2 for a start answer, but because we haven't really defined the ship and the crew's functions, I'll say with you guys get the extra one, it's fine. But I think that'll do it for this
That'll
score.
be
Okay.
our last gambit.
Yep. All right. Roll away.
There's a way to get more, but I forget how.
I think it is probably something to do with like, probably downtime or with like
Right, yeah, it
ship
probably
upgrades
is.
or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
working. All right, roll me a what's it called? What did we just say? Rig.
Rig, risky. I'm assuming.
Risky, standard effect. And if you would like to push yourself, you're welcome to. Or if you'd like to accept a devil's bargain, I can make something up.
All right. I'll push if this fails.
Okay.
Well, I'll push this.
Technically, you gotta do push before. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was
Well, then
being
I'll
nice.
just.
But
Okay.
but I didn't establish that before you rolled it, so it's the last warning. It's the last warning, everyone. You can do it now
Alright.
if you'd like.
I'll take off some stress
So
here.
you
I'll
announce
push.
first that you're going to push if
You
you
announce
fail.
first that you're gonna push. Yep, it adds to your dice pool. It's not like a bottle cap.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so used to pushing like Call of Cthulhu or
yeah,
like Delta Green.
Different
Yeah,
mechanic
exactly.
though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
We're
We're
meant
rolling
to die by
terrible.
robot.
You try like aim your pistol. It's like I think its weak point is right there, and you fire, and it just bounces off its protective armor and sort of goes wide. It looks up. I don't know. Like, I never know how bad the failures are supposed to be. Like, I'm okay with something just failing, but like it's not a critical fail, so I think it just fails.
Yeah.
And that'll do it. All right. Now going back to his turn, is going to try and slam down on Hammer. And I'll say, as you know, the consequence was attention is now on you. It's going to come at you with a level 2 Neuroshock Punch, which I will tell you what it does if you choose depending on if you armor or skill your way out of this. What would you like to do?
Attacking me? Or
Yeah, it's attacking you.
Yes.
Attacking you, Hammer.
Okay, I'm just gonna try to dodge out of the way and resist with prowess.
All right, roll a prowess. Okay.
Sort of
so-
a success.
Yep. 2. You are able to slip out of the way. It sort of like catches you, and you get this like buzz through your system, going through your just like you don't get like hammered by the attack, but you do feel this like bolt of electricity arc through you. Take
2 stress.
You would take 2 stress and a 1 harm, or
Where
a level
does
1
the
harm
harm
to reduce
go?
it. The harm goes on the left side of the sheet, or I think it's left. Let me take a look.
Is it trauma?
It's
Or is that
no, it should
something
say
else?
harm.
Under that.
Yeah.
Harm,
under,
3, 2, 1.
Under trauma and stress, harm 3, 2, 1. So mark level 1 electroshock. So for basically, as my understanding of it goes, the levels have a different effect. Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, it's a level 1 harm, and
Yep, because you were successful in your ability to reduce it from level 2. Level 2 harms, you take a -1 die on everything. The level 1 harms are like associated with whatever that is, so you take a lesser effect on things that are associated with that. So for this one, it's like an electric shock. If you try to do something
Okay.
that's like fine-tuned, like that requires, fine dexterity, you'll take a lesser effect, just because you're still kind of shaky from it. And yeah, once your bar is filled up and take another harm, it has to be the higher harm, even if it wouldn't be normally.
those
and if
are
you-
2 level 1 harms.
Yeah, so you have 1 from the laser and 1 from the electric. All right, and then that'll be it for the robot in the ship's turn. The other 3 outside are all going to go after Slip,
All right.
or going after Switch together. And I'm gonna say there's a level 3 harm coming at you because there are 3 of them. Would you like to take armor or resist?
I'm going to resist. Well,
Okay. So
I don't understand the
think-
difference mechanically. Still,
essentially,
I thought
it's
armor was reduced once you did your resist.
yes. So it is when an armor box is marked, it can't be used again until it's restored. So it's basically trading part of your load for reduced.
okay.
damage.
So do
don't
I
think-
have to declare
I
that
don't-
before or after?
I don't think that you. I think you should. Does anyone know if you're able to do both in one action? Like, I take armor and do a skill to reduce it twice. I think
Let's
that's.
see.
I think that's okay as long as you're using the resource.
I thought you did your resist to try to not have the effect, and then you could use your armor to.
That's a
reduce-
limited resource to reduce. If
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm fine with whatever you'd like to do.
All
If
right,
you'd like to do both.
Then I'm gonna
one.
do scrap at desperate, and then I'll absorb what I can with armor.
Sorry, one second. I'm getting a real life trans.
Okay, so I got 1 limited success, so I'll probably absorb with armor.
Not if that works on all 3.
Sorry about that. What's up?
I got a limited success, 1 limited success, and then I'll absorb with armor whatever's left over. I've got 2
Okay.
armor.
So, yeah, I say it's a 3. I'm basically lumping them all together and making it a level 3. They are actually, they're firing at close range. They're going to activate the neuroshock punches and do those too. Do those instead. Do 4. How many dice do you have in, like, how many
3.
different skills do you have points in prowess? So you could roll another one. It's the prowess
Oh, yeah.
skill, not, so you got one more.
Ah, success.
Well, there you go. So you reduce it by 1 level and you take no stress, but you then will still be taking a level 2 harm. You can reduce it with armor.
To a level 1.
to a level 1 if you'd like.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll do that.
So as they start to like pummel down on you with these like shocking gauntleted fists, not really gauntlets, regardless. You're just sort of like one punch sort of like tears part of your jacket away, revealing like heavier armor underneath. You sort of like dodge into like a boxing stance and like pull into your defenses and sort of like try to dodge around and sort of you're getting hit, but it's not taking as much out of you. You feel a little like tingly off of the electricity, but you're able to keep on ticking. That is going to be all of their turns. I would say you can hear the footsteps of a couple of more robots sort of clanking in the distance. You don't know when they're going to arrive, but you think that
Okay.
if it goes on too long, there may be a couple of others joining the fray. Next up will be the three of you. What would you like to do for your turn?
I'm swinging the hammer.
Okay.
Well, or we know we got something in the room above, right? Like, part of me wants to see if I just get into that room and just like let loose whatever's up in there and maybe cause some chaos.
Well, I think it's across the hall.
Yeah, I have to get this door open. I gotta get the other door open.
Right. And the three robots in the...
In the hallway. Yeah.
I will say. That's all I will say. I won't influence your decisions at all. Hammer, you are still technically connected to the ship's computer.
Okay.
Get the door. Open every door. I don't know.
All right. I'll do a hack
You
next.
could do a hack if you wanted to try and like remotely open all the doors, and I'd say desperate. It'd be desperate if you wanted to try and open all of the doors to the specimens as well, instead of just opening all the doors in the ship and keeping them open. Standard if you just push the doors.
I'll do all the hallway doors and all
of them.
All of them.
creature doors.
Hell yeah, send it. Let's go.
How many pips in hacking do you have?
Just one.
I'll assist then.
I can push myself.
You can push yourself too.
If I push-
Absolutely.
So,
Give you 3.
All right. I'll give you 3
and
total.
that gives me what? If I push myself, I get 2 stress.
You get
Yeah.
2 stress, and then you get an extra die. Assisting will give you another extra die, so it'll be 3 total.
So what's the effect? Great.
If the effect would be, I guess that would be great. It'd be desperate roll, great effect. Can get devil's bargain if you want another die.
What does that do?
So I'll basically set a condition that changes the outcome. Will be, if you succeed, you'll get all the doors open and whatever creatures up there will escape. If you fail, the system will basically boot you and lock you out.
Ooh.
Like you'll be overextending to try and get there, and if you fail, those little angry cookies will just lock you out of the system permanently.
Are you a gambler?
You don't have to take it, but that is an option.
Well, let's see. I'm at 3 dice. I don't know if I need 4.
Okay, absolutely. Who am I to tell you?
Yeah, I'm
what
not
to
going
do?
to take the bargain at the moment.
Okay.
We'll
By
save
all
that
means.
for next round.
Show me what you got. Okay. 553. Okay. That's a success. So, you dive back into the data sphere of the ship itself, and you go straight for the doors, and you just like, it's like running into an elevator, just like slamming all the buttons. You're just like, open, 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 open. And you guys all see the sliding door opens. Switch outside, you see the sliding door back behind you opens. And then you actually, Switch is able to hear this too, as you hear like sounds of animals coming from the room beyond. You kind of see as a group of us is beating down on you. You see these like of like doors popping open. You hear like sounds of like creatures screeching like just, and then suddenly you just hear like of things like crashing out of cages, and then there's just this like rush of creatures like avian species of like lizards running around, and you see this like large hulking kind of like rhinoceros dragonfly looking thing with like tentacles spewing out of its mouth charging out of the room. The consequence is you and the other 3 robots are facing down another level 1 harm, which you're maxed out on level 1 harms right now, right?
I'm what?
Who's
How
How many
many
harms do you have currently?
1.
Hammer has 2.
1. Okay, so the consequence is going to be it's going to charge into all 3 of you, and you'll take a level 1 bludgeon. As you and the 3 robots are knocked against the wall, and this storm of like creatures floods out of the room. But you are not. You guys everyone in the room also sees this. Like the doors open, and it suddenly. This like, giant creature and a whole bunch of other smaller ones flying, scuttling.
Does Switch get knocked back into our room then?
Yeah, sure. I'll say, you take the level 1 harm, but all 3 of the robots are now knocked. This room is very cramped. 4 robots, 3 people, and now creatures are just. There's like this giant thing menacing you from the doorway.
Now blocking the hallway.
Yep. So, there you go.
There's a giant like creature. Okay.
It's a giant squid-faced rhinoceros.
All right.
Now it's the 3 of y'all's turn. I think that's. Oh no, it's still the 3 of y'all's turn.
I'm done.
Switch and Bone get to go.
I would say you guys go get the equipment and put it on the ship. And she's like luring the creature in, like backing up, trying to trick it into coming in, and then.
So we're gonna try to skulk around all this to get out.
Yeah, she's like fainting at it, trying to distract it and get it to pay attention to her and come in the room.
Okay. Do you have say sway?
No,
sway.
I don't have
like
sway.
sway.
I've consort.
I have some candies and treats in my gear that might have
I have
some Xeno
intimidate.
candy.
I don't
Might be
know if
able to-
intimidate would work. Well, I mean,
Intimidate could work. Like it's like bullfighting. I'd count that.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
trying to be aggressive to make it come in.
Okay, that
Yeah.
gives me +1.
So what you can do consort if you that. I'd count that. It's more socialization. I mean, if you wanted to try and like threaten it, you can use scrap.
Okay.
You're like kind of fighting. in a
We'll
way.
try that.
Plus scrap.
Okay, so
Yeah.
is this desperate? I am trying to dodge it.
Risky.
But yeah. Okay. Effect
risky.
You're trying to make it run
standard,
over the
bonus
robots
dice.
again.
Risky for standard. Yeah.
Okay.
It's risky, but I'd say like you're not. Yeah.
All right.
You got like
Surrounded
4
by-
robots for it to.
Oh, there
get
we go.
through
I
to
got a
you.
615.
Yeah. Okay. So you were able to like sort of like crash your fist together. Arr, hey, like look at me, and just like fling your stuff out and get rid. Look at and you see this creature just like all of its tendrils. The tentacles seem to move first and like look over to you. There's no eyes on them, but they just sort of like look at you. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. They have eyes at the end of them. That's even creepier. And they're all just like blinking, looking at you with these like red sort of glowy eyes, and it's sort of like. It like does not make the noise you'd expect a creature that size to do. It rears up on its feet and sort of like starts scraping its way towards you. It looks like it's pretty ready to go after
Yeah.
you.
She's like,
on its turn.
you have no idea what they've been saying about you, honey. I'm pointing at the robots.
Okay.
But anyway, you guys go. That's just flavor.
Owen, what you got? No, that's good. I like that. What you got?
I guess all I've got is to skulk around, try to skulk past this thing, and get down towards the clone tanks.
All right, I like it. I think that's desperate because you're trying to move through at least 3 robots. No, 4, like out of this room. I don't know.
Well, I don't know what they're doing
Desperate, I
once
don't
the
know.
monster
No.
comes in. But
Yeah, that's gonna be a great question.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's just risky. I'll say it's risky right now. There's attention on the monster, the Xeno, I think it's just risky.
All right.
Standard effect.
All right. Oh. All right.
So,
Would you like a bargain?
Yeah, I
I'm
have
giving
one
him out.
pip here, so
The bargain would be fairly simple. You get an extra die, but if you fail, you get its attention. and Switch just pissed it off. So be coming for you next.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've still got some more stress. I'll just push then.
Okay, push. Let's go.
Do. And actually, hold on a second. This is what I'll do. I'm a doctor. Yeah, I'm a doctor, not a spy. But I can use 2 stress to roll my doctor instead.
By all means. I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend to know how this manifests.
You know they can't see you
My
because all their
doctor
eye
skill.
stalks are pointed at me.
That's true. You know that about its biology.
Yep.
I guess, yeah. Technically, I can do my doctor training helps me sneak near animals, kind of. But roll your thing, and if you want, you can push yourself for more. If
You
you'd
know
like,
you have
but-
to cover yourself
Yeah.
with animal poop to disguise
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly. Classic. It's what I do all the time.
All right. Well, I want to push as well. So
Sure.
here we go.
Hit it. Okay.
All right. Well,
So, you are able to capitalize on this opportunity, and you sort of like hug around the corner, just slip around the side, and you're like, okay, all right, this is going well. And then as you get back to this T intersection, you see the other 2 robots like are approaching the scene and see you. That's going to be the success, but the both of them see you. But you're able to scramble over towards the top right door. They may be coming after you next. We'll see. We'll see right now,
Alright.
actually. So, usually I don't roll dice for these things, but now I can. Now I kind of want to because it's an interesting situation. You've got this big creature who is about to charge the 4 robots in the room. They're all going to look around and just look back at each other. One of them is going to try and go over towards the other door and manually override the door controls. 2 of them are going to. It's not a harm against you. 2 of them are going to try and attack. You know what? Let me roll a d6 and I'll see what they do. 1, 2, 3, they do something. 4, 5, 6, they do something else. How's that for vagaries? Okay. One of them is going to fire at the creature and with their laser rifle, and the other one is going to try and grab a hammer and yank you out of the data port that you're plugged into right now. Can you do? It's not going to be damage, but it's stuff as a okay, so you can resist just any consequence you don't like. So it's going to try and like grapple you and like try and pull you out of the data port and like lock you into big bear hug. And then the last one that's kind of got the rickety leg is going to try and do the same thing to Switch. Would you like to resist this?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This one it's the same kind of rules for making the roll for an attribute. This isn't for damage, but it's just for being grabbed in the charge of this creature.
So I'm trying to. So what do I? So I roll prowess again, or insight, or what?
Prowess would probably make sense just because it's
Alright.
physical. You could roll insight if you're trying to like get ahead of what the robot's gonna do and just be like, okay, I can see it. Whichever one you prefer.
I was trying to actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I would do insight. So.
I feel like insight would be like you're analyzing the situation and you're like you see the robot turn to you and like reach over and you're like, oh, I know exactly what he's gonna try to do, and get ahead of it. So you can roll one more because it's the prowess
Oh,
skills number.
okay.
Yeah. How's everyone's stress level doing?
I'm super stressed.
Okay.
I got
I can't take any more stress.
Okay. 3. Okay, so 4. So you would take 2 more stress for resisting that.
Oh,
But
God.
you would succeed. Oh no.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not gonna do it. So that's 4 stress, and it grabs you.
All right, my stress is now maxed out. Plus,
Oh, it's maxed out.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Okay, so I think.
I've actually won past the max.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you
Oh,
bottom
boy.
out. Like you are just like, develop. You just get overwhelmed. This thing grabs you and just sort of like panic, and you just can't like. Your mind is still hooked into the data sphere, and it's just like overwhelming you with information and just like schematics and symbols and numbers and numbers and numbers. I think that's it for Hammer for this job. I think, right? That's how that goes.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me just roll a stress and trauma. Okay, so when you mark your last stress box, you suffer a level of trauma. So you circle one of your trauma conditions, whichever one you feel is. Let's see what's appropriate to this level. I'd say you pick which one this manifests as. I feel like just getting information overloaded can manifest in a lot of ways. Yeah, you're dropped from the current
Either gonna,
from the current
I don't know.
job.
It's gonna, so I take 1 trauma, you said,
Yes.
and then I gotta figure out. Okay.
Yeah. All right. How is Switch's stress looking?
Yeah, she's okay. She's just got a couple.
Okay. So you're able to succeed. You are able to slip out. It's sort of like just shove this robot back before it can get its grasp around you. And then I will say, yeah, then it's time for the creature. It is going to come charging, and it's going to basically steamroll the robot that was damaged, who was trying to shoot at it. It takes a couple of these like laser shots, but it stomps on one of the robots, completely crushing it. It knocks the robot that was trying to get Switch out of the way, but it is sort of like on this rampage. It's going to try and hit you with a level 2 harm, another bludgeon. If you would like to resist her armor, I don't know if can you do it twice in 1 round.
Yeah.
I guess you can always do it as long as you have the resource.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what would you like to
I'm
do?
gonna resist it.
Okay, so roll prowess, 3d6, and see what you got.
Hold on a second. See if it lets me do it straight from there. Yep.
Dig.
Okay.
Solid. Hey, I think if you click
There we go.
prowess, yeah, there you go. Oh, you got 4. Oh, you've been nerfing yourself.
Yeah, I
appreciate
didn't
it.
catch on.
No, it's all good. It's it's different from Blades as far as I remember. I remember, I think it was like you do it for your lowest number, like between the 3. I don't remember exactly, but 6, no stress, and you reduce it to a level 1. But well, it's kind of shitty if I think you already have 2 level 1s, right?
That's all right.
Right. So it automatically gets bumped to a level 2. But what I'll say is, because you did successfully succeed the roll, I will say there's an added benefit. It starts thrashing around, and you're able to use that opportunity to slip out of the room and just sort of like, to use, for lack of a better word than slip. But,
I think that her personality is she would try to give Hammer a chance to get out of the room instead as that success.
Sure. Okay. I'll
Like she blocks
absolutely. So I'll
it,
say
and she's like, "Get out of here!"
yeah, you sort of like, I'll say the added success will be you sort of like shove back against the robot grabbing Hammer. Hammer's still, overstressed, but you're able to open the way for Hammer to just like run out of the room and back towards the airlock.
Yeah, run
Nice.
back.
I like
to
that.
the ship.
Yeah, just get back to the ship. All right, awesome. Next up will be the group of you. The robots have gone. There's only 4 robots now. Well, no, three robots. One's dead. Two are damaged, and 1 is fine. There's 2 next to in the hallway near Bone, who I forgot went.
Toward the other room.
Yeah, there are 2 in the
He was
hallway
at the-
aimed towards the
He
other
was
room.
at the intersection, yeah.
Yeah, they're at the intersection. I will leave. That was their action to run over. I'm going to leave that alone because I don't want to deal with that right now. Then there is the rampaging monster. There's a spill of a whole bunch of other creatures just like running out of the room. You see in the creature room. Actually, let me reveal the creature room. I forgot I never did that. And you see like there's like a couple of like xeno fish just sort of like flopping around.
Like
on the
banana
ground as their
peels.
cage
Super
is
so fun.
opened. Yeah, exactly. Next up is so it's the 3 of you. Hammer, you're rushing back to the ship. Switch and
Switch is kind of waiting for Hammer to get out of the room, and then her goal is going to be to get out of the room and close the door.
Okay.
Good plan.
Okay. I don't really think that there's a skill that I need you to roll.
It could be Skulk. I don't know.
It could be Skulk. It could be Scrap if you want to sort of fight your
Yeah.
way through the room.
That's what she's trying to do. Okay.
Yeah. Roll me Scrap. Yeah. Hit me with that. Oh, because that'd be fun if you lock the door and then, with them inside. Oh my god, you freaking 6s left and right.
There we go.
You sort of like seize your opportunity. You shove back through these robots, basically like football tackle, like shoulder checking through, and you just like burst through the doorway, go around,
Slam the
like,
close buzz.
slam your hand on the close button, and you see this like rampaging monster. These 3 robots inside close. You just hear the sound of just like boom, 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 coming from the other side. Nice. Bone, what are you up to?
I'm trying to get. So with all
The rest of the doors are open, actually. So you go over to the other side.
I'm just going to run right into the where we think the clone equipment is.
So you see the weapons
Or that
locker.
way.
There's just a whole bunch of lockers in there. You don't really look at that one because it's a very tense situation. You pop open the door in front of you. All the doors are open, and you see this long row. Get my notes down because I can actually describe it. You see rows of vats of these like human-sized long glass like tubes embedded in these giant mechanical mechanisms on either side, just lining the walls. In the bottom, you see all these like cabling going through the floors and entering these like giant sort of like nexus points, these like circuit boards. 3 of them in the floor, stretching out before you, but there's like couple dozen of these clones and clone tanks, and at first they look identical. What would you like to do when you see this?
Close the door.
Yeah, it's curious. My first thought is to, of course, close the door, get out of view, especially if I'm run past anything in the hallway. Try
You
to.
see the 2 robots are there. You run and close the door. What would you?
But once I'm in the room, I'd like to study the equipment to see the best way to disconnect one of these tubes, or to like maybe assess like what's the important part of this technology we need to take. Is it the tube? Is it some controller of
creature,
the thing?
maybe?
Sure. Let's say
Whole room would have to be taken out,
Or
wouldn't
the
it? I
creature.
mean,
Is there
could this
something
room just
in
be
the
a
tank?
module?
I will say, so you can roll study to see which one you would know based on these. You would know generally from your roll earlier about the cloning tanks. These all look like standard cloning tanks. Each one of them sort of is on their own. You can roll a study to see which one is different. Like how did they disguise it? Like which one is the special one, or like are they all the special one? Is it all one mechanic? Is it all one mechanism? You're not sure. I'd say that'd be the result of the roll.
Okay.
I'd say this is pretty desperate because if you want to do it fast, unless you want to bait and see, but like if you want to do it quickly, that'd be desperate.
Otherwise, you've got like a 1 in
Standard.
24 chance or something.
Standard effect. Exactly.
Standard effect, and yeah, I can't take any more stress. So
1 in 20 chance. Absolutely.
here we go.
Damn!
Nice.
All right.
Score.
You're just like, brain is going into overdrive. You're just like, okay, all right, what, like, where can I look for, like, signs of, like, tampering with the metal, any tiny difference, and you start going over, just going there quickly, just running down the room, and you see over here on the right side, it's not pinging because I'm on reveal, god damn it, okay, fourth from the bottom, you see this one, slightly off, it looks slightly newer, the glass is slightly higher quality, the mechanisms are just slightly different shaped than the other ones. You think this one pod is probably it. It's still connected to everything. So next turn you can sort of see if you want to roll against like how to detach it. You from the study check, I'll say you identify that one, and you're pretty sure that if you disconnect, there is a way to disconnect it. You just sort of may need another second to figure that one out without damaging it. All right, next up. You went. The three of you went. I'd say, Hammer, you're back in the ship. You jump up and like grab onto the like whatever ladder or something you would use to climb
Go
down.
up to the airlock.
Climb up to the airlock. Next up is their turn. The robots and the monster, and the rhino are just. I'm gonna leave them in that room. You guys don't. You guys just hear what. Switch can hear what's happening, and it just like mechanical ripping, wires tearing, smashing against things. And at a certain point, I'll say the lights go off because they're in the computer room, and like the emergency red lighting pops on. The ship sort of like starts. It stays stable, but like you feel like a little jolt for a second.
Does the doctor? Does Bone
uh,
have communicator on his equipment?
I'm sure. Do all of you?
Oh, just no way we don't have comm
Right,
units.
right.
Is that in? It's not an item.
Or your
It
load.
Is it part of your load?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so yeah, you can take that item if you would like to at this point.
Yeah, she's like,
Are you going to call me?
yeah, she's like,
I'll have it if
basically
you call
every
me.
time someone tries to open the door, she like clicks the close on it, and she's like, "Have you found anything?"
Yeah, I found the unit. Just got to get disconnected and activate the wheels or the grab lift, whatever it is, and you can shove it out the airlock and go.
All right, I'm gonna hold down the hallway until then, and she's just gonna try to prevent distractions until then. I don't know if that's a roll,
Okay.
like to.
Well, there are two robots that are approaching
Oh, okay.
the cloning room.
No, she'll fire at
feel
one
like
of
you
them.
still do it. Okay, roll scrap. Okay, success. So you're able to pull out your blaster and sort of like boom, 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 fire a couple of quick shots. One of them sort of like smashes into the back of the drone. It's still up. It doesn't kill it, but it just sort of like turns and goes, intruder, please vacate your life. And it turns to you. The other one, I'll say, starts turning towards the other, towards the cloning room. You only got one of their attentions. That's everyone's turn.
Yeah, I'll warn ya.
It's still on the robot's
There's a
turn.
bot headed your
So-
way.
One of them is going to go towards Switch. One of them is going to go towards Bone. Bone, you see the door slide open. This robot has a laser rifle, and it is going to fire at you, aiming down the barrel of a level 2 harm.
Well,
Anything for that?
or use the armor. If I want to resist, can I use insight for that?
If you have the stress for it. So you don't even need the stress for it. It would just, as long as it doesn't bottom you, whatever the consequence is, you can use insight for that. And basically, like, use your awareness to, like, sense something coming and dodge out of the way.
And as long as I roll a 6, I'll be okay.
As long as you roll a 6, you'll be fine.
So you said it was a level 2, but that's a... I'm considering tanking it because I'm almost max on stress.
Yeah.
And it would still let me do...
I can give you a devil's bargain. Get an
All
extra
right.
die on that resist.
What? Alright, what's the bargain?
Let me make one up. Easy. If you get it, you know, you resist the damage entirely. If you fail, it hits the tank. You don't know if it'll destroy it, but you know a laser to the tank would not be great.
All right, so in my mind, I'm like already by the tank and trying to like dive behind it or something. You know, I'm already in the area. Like so I could definitely see that.
Mhm.
All right, I'll do it.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Let's
It's a
risk
one
it
shot.
little.
That's what we're here for, right?
Yep. Go insight and see what you
One
can get.
bonus die. Yeah.
There you go. That is a goddamn. Yeah, that's you
Now, that's a
vault.
crit.
You like wait. Yeah, you wait like right at the last moment as the energy shot is coming at you, and then you vault yourself over the tank in between the two the tank next to it. It shoots where you just were, avoiding the tank, and you recover 1 stress from critting a
Nice.
resist roll. And you just sort of like shove yourself in between. There's not a lot of space there, but just enough space for you to cover yourself. And you're just like, oh. The other one is going to fire its laser at you, Switch, because it's there too, and that's the only enemy that we got currently. What would you like to
All right,
do?
I'm gonna resist.
Avoid this. Okay.
Hold on, make
Roll prowess.
character sheets being a bum.
Is it like in Blades where you can't roll with more than 4? Because otherwise, I'd say,
No,
I'll
my
give you a double
character sheet's
target on
just
this
taking a
4-4.
minute to load. It's okay. Here we go.
No, it's all good.
I'll roll
good.
prowess.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Ooh.
poop.
You rolled a prowess with 6 last time.
I think
Oh, you took it. It's because of your harm.
Yeah.
It's because of the harm. Yep.
Oh.
Okay. So you will take 3 stress, and it will take 3 stress and a level 2 harm. As a laser just sort of blasts you right in the chest. You try to resist it, but it just burns further into the last shot you got from through the armor. And yeah, okay. Level 2 blast burn scar. All right. Next up is y'all's turns. So you've got Bone and Switch. What you guys got?
Well, I'm trying to disconnect this tank
yeah.
and seeing like the best way of getting out of this room. Is there, whether it's through the door I came through, or whether there's some other like maybe exterior airlock that just has to be on the other side of the door. Like can I eject the whole cargo?
Yeah, my character's trying to run into that room and kind of free him up to be able to get out, so she's probably going to tackle that robot.
Okay, the robot immediately menacing him?
Yeah.
Or the one that gets... Okay, so roll, I guess, scrap. Would be a good one for scrap.
Sorry, my character's taking a long time to load.
It's all good.
It says on my character sheet you get to add a gambit every time you roll a success or a crit on a risky action.
What?
You add a gambit.
Oh, fuck. I've been screwing
Really?
over. Damn, I'm sorry. I did not see that.
It's not on our character sheets, but it's on the printed one I printed out.
Okay. Huh. Oh, every time you roll a 6 or a critical result on a risky action that you have not spent a gambit on, you get... Oh. All right.
Yeah, at least one gambit.
I'll take 3. Why the fuck
All
not?
right, I'll take a gambit.
Because you rolled a crit.
The gambit will give
Slip's
me
rolled at least 2
an
6s.
additional +1 effect.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me give you a +1 die.
I'm using melee, so
That's
I get a
pretty cool.
+1.
Okay, 4. 4 is success with consequence,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I always forget, I don't know why. All right, so you're able to run over and you tackle the robot and just like knock it to the ground. You are able to sort of get on top of it, but you're not able to like get away from it.
Mhm.
It's sort of like grabs onto you and is like holding you there as well. So you're sort of stuck on this thing as the two of you are grappling each
Yeah,
other.
and she looks
That'll be
over at you and says,
the consequence.
"Get that tank out of here."
And I'll say, from a cursory glance, I'll say it's looking at the tank. You look around, you don't see any like airlocks around you. You do see that it seems like each of these tanks is outfitted with an anti-gravity mechanism to make it easier to
Like
move
having
and unload them, but
wheels.
you will have to, yeah, but you will have to disconnect it, like without
But to
cutting
probably have a-
power.
It should have a temporary power supply too.
Right.
Right, but as long as you don't like cut it, it should be. I mean, you could cut it and see if it works, but you know the safest way would be to spend the second to like disconnect it from the power source.
Just
and
basic
then move it.
technology knowledge of our day and age.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So,
What would you like to do?
as I've been studying this thing, I see the button to turn on the anti-grav, and may I see a emergency disconnect, emergency eject of the umbilical, and let's see what I got on my sheet here. Well, I've got some repair tools. Maybe I can use that to,
Perfect.
assist.
I like that.
So, would you allow me to roll study for that, or do I need to roll rig?
Rig would probably go better. I like.
Okay,
rig.
so I'm thinking roll rig, and can I get a +1 for topping off the for checking off the repair tools to assist?
Yeah, I'll be nice. How many do you have base?
1.
Yeah, I'll give you a +1. I'll give you a +1.
Okay.
For the tools. Pushing
Risky or
yourself
desperate?
Bargaining. This is desperate. This is
Okay.
desperate. If you fuck this up, then it may affect the entire score.
Standard effect,
Standard effect.
and finally, gambit for a +1.
You have 2 left, so go for it.
All right,
Yeah,
so I'm
quick.
adding 2 bonus die.
Oh my gosh! Terrible.
Come on, that's just
Christ
wrong.
save us.
Yeah, you take your repair tools and you're just like trying to quickly like cut wires, clamp one off, just like get the emergency disconnect, and you like hear the slam of a robot behind you. It sort of like makes you jump, and you're sort of like shoom, cut a wire you're not supposed to, and you just like
Hammer, where are you?
and you look at the tank, and it sort of starts to like blare an alarm. It's like it look. You don't know what exactly it means. It is free. However, you don't know if something's been damaged. You don't know if you are running out of time to get it back. It's not looking great. And then the other robot is like moving. You can hear it clanking back along the way.
Go.
You can start moving it if you'd like. It is free to go.
All right,
But you definitely,
so,
you definitely won't be able to get it to the ship this round.
yeah, well, I start heading that way, and
Okay.
my only choice is, do I try to ram the well, I guess that's what I'll end up trying to do, is I'm going to have to try to ram the robot out of the way when I get into the hallway.
Okay, sounds good. You sort of like pull it, and it sort of like lifts up, sort of like chest level, and starts floating next to you. You move towards the door. You're not able to get out of the door. Next turn, the sounds of robot evisceration continues inside of the computer room. Actually, this will be a great consequence. As the rampaging is going on, suddenly you feel a lot lighter, and the ship's anti-gravity is damaged. You start
Nice.
floating up into the air. The two robots that are grappling, the one that's grappling Switch, just sort of like locks onto you and is going to try and deliver an electroshock right next to you,
All
like
right.
just right into you. Resistor, I think you're out of armor, but would you like
I'm
to-
gonna resist. I've still got a little bit of stress.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Let's see what you got.
Now this is resist with prowess.
Prowess.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, 5. So you take 1 stress and you reduce it Um, for the sake of argument, I'll say you're able to avoid
Okay.
it. It's not. Anything would have put you into a higher harm. So, like, drop the level 1 to a 0. Then the other one is you see these like tiny little like almost like jets of like white hot flame shoot out from the joints of the other one, sort of like rights itself in the 0G. Starts like floating towards Bone in the cloning chamber and pulls out its rifle and starts aiming at you. It's gonna fire at you, Bone. What would you like to do? Staring on the barrel of another level 2.
Oh. All right. Someone's got to get this thing to the ship.
Just hide behind it and
Oh,
I won't shoot it.
I forgot all of the creatures that are still there. So like all of these like lizards and birds and stuff are sort of floating in the air around you, and you can only
Well,
imagine
the birds probably don't care.
The birds are fine. They're just like they're flying upside down because they don't realize the gravity's wrong. And then you probably imagine the fish are now rising into the air next to their water, like flailing in midair. All right, are you gonna resist, or are you going to? What you gonna do?
You said it was a level 2.
Level 2. Nasty little laser coming at you.
I mean, it's really 50-50 for me because if I go ahead and tank it, then it's -1D, and then, yeah, that hurts me in the next round. So I guess I'm going to try to resist.
Okay.
You got some sort of bargain for me?
I might got a bargain for you. I think it's going to be the same thing. Like, if you fail, it's going to hit the tank and it's probably going to do more damage than has already been done.
Oh, boy.
You,
You would think they'd be programmed not to shoot the tanks.
You'd think. Maybe they are. You don't know.
I mean, that's what I'm assuming.
They're programmed to lie, so you know.
So they're programmed to
All
tell
right.
their boss they didn't do
Well, it
it.
could be in the absence of information they don't have. They're not lying.
Exactly. It's again like my insurance company.
All right, well,
they just lie whenever they don't know anything.
I guess I'm taking your bargain and rolling 4.
That's a good. That's a pretty good roll. All right, sounds good.
So let's see what happens.
Woo! Oh
Jesus
my
Christ.
gosh!
So you get a gambit back, needless to say, and this thing fires at you, and you just sort of, at the last moment, just like pitch the tank down, sort of like, now that the whole thing is anti-gravity, using your understanding of like the way these anti-gravity pods work, with the overall anti-gravity being shut down, and just swing yourself down with the momentum and avoid the attack, and with a fucking triple crit, which technically isn't real, but I like it, so we're gonna do something with it. You spin down, spin around, and just use that momentum to keep pushing forward out of the door past the robot. That was fucking
Nice.
sick, and you get a stress back.
666.
Sweet.
God, 666. I haven't seen that in a long time. Hell yeah! All right, and it is
Except for the
now-
last roll.
That's true, but now it is your two's turn.
Okay.
Switch still grappled, but the tank is free, and you are lined up for the door.
Okay.
Well, obviously, you know what my
yeah,
move is. I'm
right.
going to try to get
I'm
this
going
tank
to try
straight to the ship.
to push myself away from this thing. Hit it so hard I like use the momentum in the 0G to push myself back toward the door.
All right, awesome. You just roll me scrap. I feel like it's a good that's a good one for it. Like
And I get a plus
let me know if you
one.
want a bargain.
I get a plus one just because of my wrecking crew.
Solid.
Oh, check that out.
Jesus Christ! I mean, hey, I'm here for. I enjoy players' success. I said as easy.
Nice.
I lied as easily as I breathed. You sort of like tilt back and just kick off of this robot, breaking its grip, slamming it against the wall, and you hear several things break and shatter as it goes against the wall, and you kick yourself back towards the airlock, And I'll say, basically, with the increased success, you're able to grab onto the pod and sort of help push the momentum back towards the airlock. And Bone, what would you like to do?
I've got to get this thing onto the vessel, and with the anti-gravity and the anti-gravity control on the unit now, I'm going to just try to I'm sitting on this thing. I'm just going to try to fly it right in there
All right.
with the control.
I don't know what best to roll for
Rig?
this.
I don't know.
I think rig would be good.
Rig, I would say rig using the gambit.
You have one back, so you're.
And I'll push to give me 3.
Okay. Bar.
Now that I have some stress.
You probably don't need a 4, but I can think of a funny one. If you want an extra die, the consequence would be you overshoot, go back towards the other way, and you see if those you see what happens to the other side of that rampaging beast and robot conflict.
Well, I think
you don't have to take it.
I'm not going to, because I think I take the bargain or push.
Oh, I forgot.
But switch. With your crit over there, maybe you do something to assist, and it only costs 1 stress to assist.
I'll assist. Sure, I've got 3 stress left.
So you get all right. So you get the 4.
Okay.
4 total.
So rig,
Bring us home.
Desperata,
Standard,
and 3 bonus die. Yeah.
Do
Okay.
this.
Come on. All right. Well,
got a 5.
That's a 5. You use the anti-gravity, use Switch's momentum from the kick from the robot. You swing it upwards into an arc and push up towards the ladder you used to get in. Grab onto it and just yank yourselves through. And what's a good consequence for this? I don't know. It's like
the airlock seal breaks.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll say you swing the tank. You both get into the ship, and as you you hit the side of it, and as you do, the ship, whatever's happening with the ship's controls, it jerks to the side, ripping the airlock free, and you see the vacuum of space. The two of you are just get in and are about to get sucked back out. I'll say you have
The airlock door closes before that.
Well, we'll see if you get pulled out before the airlock door. I'll say roll. We'll do one more roll and see if you're able to. What skill do you want to use to try and avoid getting pulled out of the airlock as you guys are detaching?
Well, this is resisting a consequence.
It's resisting a consequence,
Yeah.
I would say.
All right, then I want to be using insight because of my rigging ability lives there.
Sure.
And also, I've been in a couple of emergency evacuations on a ship before, so I've had some maybe prior experience with this.
Maybe.
But
yeah.
I'm just brute forcing my way through the airlock.
Okay, you're just
grabbing
grabbing
into
onto the
any
side of the wall. It's
handholds.
waiting, just holding on
All
as
right.
much as possible. All right.
So
sounds good.
I'm just going to straight up
Dallas.
roll my 3.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? I'll do you one better, Switch. You don't.
Okay.
You have been in this situation before, Bone. You've been about to be pulled out of the airlock again, and you know exactly where that button is for the emergency override. As you're being pulled back, you slam out to the side, you grab it, and just the tank slams into the airlock, but holds. You drop down and grab onto the side. Switch, you grab onto the side as well as the ship takes off. Hammer, you've been waiting in the pilot's chair, probably just where the fuck are they? Where the fuck are they? Where the fuck are they? Let's get the hell out of here. You slam the throttle, and you all take off away from this ship, and
With rampaging animals on it.
yeah, it's just full of other creatures, full of broken
The central
robots.
computer's so damaged, maybe it'll just crash into a moon.
Maybe. It's certainly stopped moving, but I don't know if any of you are looking back to check. But as you all sort of catch your breath and think, oh God, what the hell is this? You see in this sort of airlock chamber, the alarm on this pod is just still blaring. and before the alarm stops, the lights darken on the pod. All the like lights just drain out of it. You hear like this very ominous sort of like moment of silence, and then like hydraulics releasing. The glass lid like opens, and you see it's just like close. All right, that's it. It's over.
No.
You see a humanoid figure in there with like sort of like iridescent skin, kind of like the reflection of light off of like an oil slick.
No,
This, like,
it's
rainbow-like
Robert
pattern.
Pattinson.
No. Like it looks like ripples like in water of different colors. It has like this like shaggy like white hair, and it slowly opens its eyes, and you see these like two glowing golden irises, and very naked. And let's roll a d6 to see which one it looks at first. 1, 2, 3, switch, 4, 5, 6, bone. It looks at bone. It just happens to make eye contact with bone. And you hear it just sort of like, Daddy?
Oh no.
That's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh no.
Oh, that was
Congratulations.
so great. Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Bone is now a father.
It's imprint